Hello, 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 and welcome everyone to this week's very special live stream. If you couldn't tell already, it's very Leagues 3 themed. I am your hyped up host, Mod Sarnie, and I'm joined by the wonderful Mod Oasis and two very special guests, a cold one and only Trails. How are we all doing? We'll start with you, Mod Oasis. How's your week been?
This week's actually been surprisingly calm, considering Leeds goes out next week. We've had to do, a couple typo fixes and things like that, but in terms of everything, it's all gone pretty smoothly. So I'm pretty excited for the release next week.
Yeah, I couldn't echo that even more. The hype's been building, and I'm sure everyone's seen over the last week, especially, everything sort of ramped up into full gear. So not too long to go now. A cold one. Welcome to the stream. How you doing?
Doing good, thanks for asking. Things have been nice for the new year. Hope they've all been good for everyone else here as well.
Yeah, they were pretty decent. I had a wedding just before Christmas, so that was interesting. But
Really?
COVID. Yeah, COVID plans changed though over Christmas. I spent it in Cambridge, which was nice, but it was yeah, it was very chill. I don't know about everyone else's, but mine was very chill. Awesome. And finally, only Trails, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. I put on my Battle Royale shirt on. EVscape shout out. I did some theory crafting at the start of the day. My hair still looks like it's straight out of a birdhouse run, but I'm good. I'm good.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Don't worry, you're looking great, man. You're looking great.
Thanks. I needed that.
Well, before we kick off, I will go through some announcements quickly, and then we can jump straight in to all the League 3 stuff we've got planned for you guys. So, first up, exclamation mark game update. We are blown away by how much you're enjoying Next by breaking into the ancient prison and beating up the beasties within. However, with any new bit of content, we made some changes, so check out this week's news post with exclamation mark game update for all the information. And speaking of Next, we've seen your feedback regarding the recent changes, and we wanted to address one of the biggest talking points from yesterday's update. So check out the latest news post for some more insight into our decisions to change the drop table and disable monster examine with exclamation mark next. That literally came out about 30 minutes ago, so very, very fresh. And if you didn't already know, get ready for the most open and versatile leagues yet, with Shattered Relics arrives on January 19th. With more ways to experiment, compete, and play than any previous league, check out our recent What is Leagues 3 Shattered Relics video to get the latest info about Old School's next league. You can do that with exclamation mark Leagues 3. And finally, Jimmy has apparently managed to find his way into Leagues 3 early. If only he could convince his friends, 9 Rain, Settled, and Framed at their main hangout spot. Discover what he's found out during his time in Shattered Relics with exclamation mark Jimmy. Now, that's all the announcements out of the way. We can crack on with what we're all here for, which is some theory crafting and Leagues 3's goodness. So, just before we start, I think it's only fair to give our special guests a little bit of time to tell everyone who they are, what you're best known for, and your history of previous leagues. Only Trails, do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Usually, or normally, people should know me from a Clue Scroll only Iron Man series. I also recently have a hardcore that is just over 2,070 total or something. So it's getting into the top 1,000. So I'm pretty proud of that. I never expected that to happen. And last league, I was rank 17 for the first 2 weeks. Then I completely burnt out for a month, and I ended up 600 points shy of a dragon trophy. And chat will never let me hear the end of that. So I'm going for the Dragon Trophy this year.
I was going to say, hopefully you can make up with it this year. But that's so close. That's so close. But yeah, so far.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. And a cold one.
All right, so I'm a cold one. Most people probably know me from that one time I soloed Theodore Blood on a hardcore account about a year ago. And my history with leagues is I've competed in both of them. I've gotten dragon trophies in both. Twisted League, I was lucky enough to get a Twisted Bow, which kept me playing it a lot longer than intended. And I ended up getting a Metamorphic Dust with like 5 hours left on the server and no pet to put it on. So that's my plan for this league, is to go get it all back. So I can just carry it with me to future leagues. And Trailblazer, I got Dragon Trophy and just kind of had fun with it.
I really hope you put the dragon. I like how you emphasize on the dragon trophy. Just
Yeah, easy stuff.
Just to make sure Trails gets it this year.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you both on. I've been hyped to do this stream for a while.
Thank you for having us.
No problem. No problem. So to kick things off, Mod Oasis, do you want to give us some quick insight into this league and what it took coming up with the concept for it?
I think it's weird to say. I think it was almost a year since the original design for the league was made. Because there was like a little ideation process where people chucked out ideas for leagues, and then there's like refinement, which one would be best. So I think the original design for this league was kind of like trading cards, where instead of relics, you had kind of like trading cards, and then you like comboed them together, and then that made a new power and stuff like that. And then when it kind of went through the process and things like that, things get refined. It came to like fragments, which were like the shattering of relics, coincidentally. So it was quite an arduous journey to kind of get from that original design, but the core of this all was interchangeable like relics where you can swap one out for another and kind of pick and choose things for the moment. And then things like the content restrictions was like added on top as a new challenge. The quest unlock system was well, the quest unlock system is probably the thing I'm most proud of this league, because it came from a one of our QA who kind of did it in their free time, and it's such an awesome system the way it all calculates. But yeah, it's just kind of been building and building until we have like one of the biggest leagues, well, the biggest league we've ever done.
Yeah, I know when the concept was presented, as you said, around a year ago this time, it was like, as soon as I saw the trading card element, I was like, as a big TCG player, I was like, yes, this is what I wanted. So it was nice. It was so nice to see something like a bit different, and especially with the areas now open, which is something we haven't done in the league before. It's going to be quite interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, there's so much just to access and to play around with. It'd just be interesting. Just that on its own is enough, but then chuck everything else on top. It's going to be really cool.
Awesome. Thank you. Guys, with what you think you know about this league, how do you reckon it compares with others? Just from, all the information we've given out, which I suppose hasn't been much, has it, Oasis? We've kept things pretty close to our chest.
I don't know. I feel like it's a lot more than the previous league. I did some theory crafting this morning, and I was comparing the tasks from Trailblazer and Twisted League, and I saw that when you open the Twisted League tasks on the wiki, there's almost nothing you can really instantly do, whilst with Trailblazer you can just go through every single region and do all the easy tasks almost instantaneously. And the fact that we already basically know the tasks that are coming, I feel like you just know a lot more than the previous league, because last time it was, I think, an hour before we logged on, so I just started cutting an oak tree and then scrolling through the list to see what I could do, and now you can just completely theory craft it already.
Awesome stuff. Cold One, what do you think compared to Trailblazer and Twisted?
This one's a bit different because both of the leagues so far have been region locked in some way or another. Like Twisted League, we were shut down to Zaya, and then Trailblazer, we were shut down to whatever we decided with the exclusion of Zaya. And this one, we've got access to the map, but now skills and bosses are locked, so it's kind of interesting. I think it'll make a very interesting, very fun twist in its own way. I don't really have much opinion until I actually try it out, but I'm quite excited for it.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, I think I mean, all the playtests I've seen happen, and it's people were hyped. I think even from the first one, I remember you guys having like Friday sessions, just constantly testing things out.
Yeah, it was nice because the way we developed it, I think we spoke about this in the Gillinor Gazette before Christmas, but kind of we sectioned a part of it off with all the core systems in, and then like 10 fragments, So we were able to just play test and balance things pretty early, which is where something like allowing players to choose their starting combat skill came from, and then kind of tweaks like that. The whole fragment, the way fragments drop, changed during that kind of testing. So it's pretty awesome to just do like a few months of just pure play testing from like a gameplay perspective, and not just does this thing work kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was cool. I love seeing the chat pop up every Friday and people just so hyped to play at the end of the day. Very, very cool. Cool. So what are your guys' plans going forward with League 3? I'll open it up to Only Trails first, and then a cold one. And then if Mod Oasis wants to jump in with his, I'm not gonna shy away from that. But yeah.
So just right as we spawn?
Yeah. Where are you gonna go? What's the first thing you...
I don't really have an idea yet. I think we just don't really have to overthink the very first option, because there's so many options within the fishing, thieving, defense skill that you're going to be able to unlock 2 skills regardless of which 4th skill you pick. But I think I'm going to go with magic just because it helps the most during quest bosses and stuff like that. And then I guess fish shrimp with everyone in the Catherby Beach and pickpocket the guy on top of the pet shop in Ardon.
Nice. Have you got a overall goal you're gonna go for?
I do want to end the league. I was initially, my goal was going to be top 100 or something, but I have a girlfriend and I kind of spread my attention a little bit. So top 250, I'll be very happy with. That was not a flex, by the way. But you know.
No, of course not. It's fine. Cold one. What about you? Where are you gonna trek when you first spawn in?
Alright, so I'm going to start in Catherby for the start of this league, like everybody else. And my initial plan is just to get a couple of the Sages Renowned and unlock a few skills. I've got my eyes on the Waterfall quest, and so that should get me to, I think, 50 attack and strength, and that gets quite a few league points as well. And then just take it for magic from there, get quite a few more of the early quests done. That should rack up some more points. And I'm going to be honest, that's as far as my plan gets. I like kind of just going in. I don't like having like a structure for these kinds of fun game modes. I like just going in, enjoying it, treating it as like it's a very fun thing, rather than like, I don't know, an account I'm trying to like build up for something big or anything.
Yeah, that is fair. Do you reckon you're going to go for Dragon again, or?
Oh, absolutely. I've got to complete the set of 3.
Yeah, of course, and Only Trails needs his first, so you know, there's that. So.
Oh, come on, man.
If I get this dragon trophy this year, you guys are all not gonna hear the end of it.
Yeah, to be fair.
I need it so bad.
Cool. So in terms of the new fragment system, I think Jimmy put in his video very framed proof. How do you think that will change the way you play the leagues compared to the previous ones, where you were sort of set with your the choices you made?
Is that a question for me? Oh.
I'll open it up. Either way.
Go for
I'll
it.
let you start, Trails. No, I'll let you start. It's got the structure so far.
I don't know. I still have the question of whether you get the respective fragment of the skill you're currently training. I don't know if that is the case or not. But if you can get an agility fragment while fishing, I think it's very important that you have a very flexible plan and stuff like that. And it's also really nice you can just switch them out and see what the most optimized route is.
I can jump in, because I know it's a question coming up later. So that was the original design. Like it's a pot where you do fishing, you can get an agility fragment. It kind of opens it up. But the problem we had with that is some skills are pretty slow to train. I don't know, take runecrafting as an example. You can the way it works is it's based off, when you get experience, you have a chance to get given a fragment. But there's some skilling methods for things like fletching, which you can do like every tick, and it's a lot quicker. So if you were able to get fragments from other skills from doing one method, it basically mean that you just do that one method to get all your fragments, and once you've got them all, then you go do that content. So we did have to like silo it off. So woodcutting only gets woodcutting fragments, fishing only gets fishing fragments. Things like clues and minigame fragments, they can come from anywhere. But apart from that, it's all kind of like siloed off because a skill is relatively well balanced against itself, whereas like fletching experience rates are no way balanced against agility experience rates. That was like the design choice and the reasoning why we've gone with like siloing off skills.
Makes sense.
Someone asked in the chat, what about barbarian fishing?
Well, you get the agility and the fishing, a chance for fragments from that. You're nothing from strength though, because combat fragments, like a fragment you get for strength, you'd imagine would be a combat fragment, only comes from combat.
Cool. Thank you, Oasis. Yeah, Cold One. Any thoughts on the new fragment system?
All right, so I do like the terminology frame proof. Whoever came up with that one is a solid genius.
Definitely,
so
Jimmy.
One thing I
Jimmy.
didn't like about the previous leagues is how you were just locked to like the decision of whatever relic, or in Trailblazer's case, the region that you selected. And in a lot of cases, that would just induce buyer's remorse, where you didn't really get time to think about your decision. It came up right then and there. You kind of had to like pick a new region to unlock more points, kind of snowball your account a bit faster. And with this one, you've got access to everything from what I can gather from I've seen on the interfaces in Jimmy's video. If you play long enough, you essentially can unlock everything, and all the relics are interchangeable, so I think that's really nice, not locking players to like maybe a bad decision, looking at you, Fairy Gang, Mushroom Gang. So you won't have to like start a new account, buy a new bond, and everything. So I think that's really good.
It's funny, I was just about to mention Fairy's Fight as well. Like, I know a lot of people that regretted that choice, but you know, last recall gang here, so I'm not one of them.
Same.
Something I think people should kind of take into account when they're theory crafting. Talking about fairy mushroom and getting around the game world. Waystones are really good early game, especially if you played like without a solid plan, where you just kind of go to different areas. You activate the waystone when you're there, and you're like, I want to go to a task over there because that's easy. You can get around the map pretty quickly, so it really does help with the early game of just like, oh, I forgot to do a task in Lumbridge. Well, I'm not running back there again. But you can just waystone back over, and it really helps speed it up. So make sure you keep those in mind.
Speaking of the waystones, Oasis, I'm sort of jumping off script a bit here, but was there a reason that you wanted to put it in this league and it like wasn't in any of the other ones before?
Trailblazer had the area teleports, where you just go to like a central location for the region you've unlocked, because it's like, you're in Lumbridge and you unlock Prifddinas, you can't walk there. So it's kind of like taking that, and then, well, we didn't want like a weird a specific interface. So we had the idea where, we want players to get around the map quite quickly, because all we're doing is, if we don't have waystones, we're just telling you to run across White Wolf Mountain every time. Which is, it's a tricky if you don't know the easy route, but it's just a bit of a time waster. So do it once, or don't do it all if you know the way around it. And then you can use the waystone to zip back and forth to get that like fast gameplay action going, and completing tasks as quick as you can.
Awesome stuff. Do you guys have a first boss in mind you're going for? A cold one? We'll start with you.
Bryophyta.
Nice.
Really?
Reason?
Really?
just to make only trails.
God damn it. Yeah. Only very few people are gonna get that one, I think. If you type in only trails on the collection log, it shows 0 Bryophyta's essence, because I went 545 kills dry on the essence, I think. Yeah, and I still haven't gone, and I did 50 more kills for the second time, because I alked it for some kind of charity stream a long time ago, so I still don't have it. But yeah, I won't be going for Bryophyta. I think very early on, you are better off spending your points on unlocking skills. But tempoross might be interesting because you have a very common plank drop there, and you don't want to compete with people picking up planks at Port Khazard. So maybe that is a reason why I would go to tempoross, but for now, I think I'll just use my unlock points on skills for the first, I think, 2-3 days. And we'll see where Slayer goes, and then start unlocking Slayer bosses, I think.
Awesome stuff. I mean, we've already talked about ranks, so I'm not going to ask the last question because clearly you both see yourself in the top tier. And hopefully that sticks true. Unless any of you have been sort of under a rock recently with our socials and stuff, we've revealed a couple of fragments over the last, I'd say, 3-4 weeks-ish. There was a couple last year, and there's a lot more this year. So we're just going to go and take you through all of them, just in case you have missed them. And you guys feel free to give your thoughts on any of them that come in. But first off, from last year, we had Mother's Magic Fossils, which was part of the Fragment hunt. So, and what do you guys think of this? This one was... Oh, sorry. I'm interested.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say the thing with this is obtaining fossils on Fossil Island, and the golden nuggets in the Motherlode mine is increased by up to 300% when you get to level 3, and also the points in the Mage Training Arena are increased by 300%. So
yeah, the only thing that really interests me out of this is the Mage Training Arena points. But depending on how you train this one, it might be worth to, well, only go to the Mage Training Arena the moment you have this fragment at level 3, I think, and then just cut that time in 3. That'd be great.
Yeah, I've kind of got the same exact thought as what Trails has there, and I remember, if anyone saw what I was doing last year, I unlocked Desert like a bit of an idiot, and I looked at all the Mage Training Arena tasks. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll go in here. It won't take that long. They've probably sped up the points. No, but they were exactly the same in Trailblazer, so I just left immediately.
Oh, yeah,
so that's quite nice.
Yeah, at least this time it's open for everyone, so everyone can go experience Mage Training Arena in this league. The next one, which was a secret relic, but was found before, which I didn't anticipate how dedicated the league's free Discord is in Clue Cracking. Golden Brick Road, which is when Marks of Grace spawn, you also get some money that go up to 15k.
Yeah, this one's god tier in my opinion. This is probably the best fragment to get early on because you can completely skip agility pyramid while also completing rooftop tasks with this one. So I think if you can get this one early, you've got a massive head start.
Yeah, I remember some people that I were talking to were kind of dogging this one down, saying, what's the point of agility if you just run everywhere anyway? But you need 70 agility to get into, Saradome and God Wars, so you're going to be training it anyway. Why not make some cash while you're doing it,
That was the exact point of this fragment. It's like, you've got 99 run. You've got infinite run. What's the point? So we started looking at what can we pair agility with to make it more interesting. And who doesn't like a bit of cash? So that's why this came from.
Yeah, I think the crazy thing about agility this league is that it's 10 points to unlock, and it basically pays for itself because there's task 1 rooftop course, Drainer rooftop course, 1 Mark of Grace, 30 Drainer rooftops, 50 total rooftops, 1 Brimhaven agility ticket, 10 Brimhaven agility tickets to buy a Snapdragon there. There's just a crazy amount of agility tasks. So yeah, this is just a no-brainer for me to unlock agility very early on if you get this fragment.
Yeah, if anyone gets that very early game, they're going to be laughing. Like first 5 levels, they're going to be very, very happy. Awesome. So the next one we had is Enchanted Jeweler. So if we can throw that up. So all enchantment spells enchant X pieces of jewelry per cast with full XP. So that's up to 25.
Sorry.
We'll start with you again, Trails. Just keep it in that order.
Oh, I don't really have an opinion on this one, to be fair. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to put it in somewhere if it's got a decent set effect.
Mm-hmm. And also, if you're doing Zulrah, you're going to want recoils. It saves you, I don't know how much time if you got to enchant like 1,000 rings over the course of the game. Maybe saves you like an hour. That's kind of nice.
I think what people have to remember, I know when these started revealing, they were like, "Well, this isn't as powerful as the last league." It's like the fragments will be a lot less sort of powerful, and then we'll make up by the set effect. So, and the fact they're interchangeable is another reason why. So, so speaking of clues, and a good we have only trails here. The next one, hot on the trail, lets you find clue scrolls while lighting fires, so up to 10% chance.
Yeah, I saw this one yesterday, and I was incredibly surprised when it dawned on me that 10% is one clue every, 10 fires? I might be just completely blanking out here, but either way, most of those are going to be beginner clues, but because clues stack, I think you're going to be able to go from, 90 to 99 fire making with redwoods with just a bunch of clues in your inventory. It's going to be great.
Yeah, this one didn't really feel too hot about until I saw the trailer saying, "Oh, all clues are going to be stackable." I'm like, okay, wait a minute, this is actually kind of good now. Because if you remember in Twisted League, a lot of people just rushed over to wintertodt. I don't really think that's going to be happening anymore. Because if you remember from, Trailblazer, there were a lot of clue tasks, like a ton of them. And they were rather hard to complete just because of region luck, but we have access to the whole entire map at this point. If you got this thing at level 3, like Trail said, every 10 fires you light, you're getting a clue. And they start adding up real quick. So I think it's just nice to have. You get it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the amount of fires we're going to be seeing throughout the first day or two. I imagine there's going to be everywhere. At least Lumbridge Forest might. Yeah, at least Lumbridge Forest might take a little while to deforest. Just a little while this time.
If I could just take the mic for a second. I remember when Twisted League first came out, there were a couple of memes going around. Because everyone was just training fire making, like, right on the first couple of hours. And there were a few pictures going up on the web, on Discord and everything, of just the entire, all of Zaya just fires everywhere, and you see the meme of that dog in the burning house just going, yeah, this is fine. I have a feeling we're going to see that again, too, once people start getting this thing on their hands.
Oh, 100%. I feel like it's a league tradition at this point. It's going to just happen again and again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome. The next one we have is Plank Stretcher, which is a chance for all types of planks to not be consumed in construction. So that's up to a 50% chance once you get to level 3.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It's less grinding for planks, I guess. I especially loved the video Hanani made for this one, I believe, when she announced it, where she got every single Twitch creator or streamer, or a lot of them, say like the whole promo section or something, and then it was just this fragment, and it was kind of anticlimactic, in my opinion. But I mean, it's cool to put in, I guess, for the set effect.
I think it was nice how many creators they had involved.
Yeah, definitely.
It was nice.
I think this will work quite well with Trail's plan if he's going to tempoross, trying to get some free planks from early tempoross at the start. You might want to hope you get lucky in this kind of thing from the tempoross activity or wherever the hell you get the relics from. This will be like quite a nice little boost to you.
Does this also work in Mahogany Homes?
Yep.
Oh.
Anywhere you can use a plank. I'm pretty sure this is plugged in.
There.
Nice. There you go. Mahogany contracts it is. So I'm probably going to be doing it. The first combat fragment we had was Thrall Damage, which was your thralls have a up to 300% increased max hit. So yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous. I think like I did Calfight Queen a little bit ago, and on my Clue Scroll only Iron Man, so not with the ideal gear, but I think my Thrall did about 60 to 80 damage on that thing. So if that's the 240, my Thrall's basically killing it for me. So that's pretty ridiculous.
I think this was like the first like late game relic we really got to look at, and I got quite a bit of a giggle from Adicon's reveal on this one. Just like the video of Bodhi dying and like all of our other teammates like Alex dying and all. So it put a good smile on my face. And then I started thinking about the math on this thing. I was like, wait, the Thrall could actually just kill Olm's hand in 4 minutes just by itself without me having to do anything. That's pretty strong. So I think this is something that everyone's going to want to get their hands on when they start getting to late game, when they start doing bossing and whatnot.
Yeah. you know, especially with those set effects that come with it, it's going to be even more powerful. So.
Oh yeah, that's the set effect is gonna pop off with this one.
Oof.
Right, and the second one we revealed in terms of combat fragments is Slay All Day. So this is killing a Slayer monster on task will heal you for X amount of damage up to 3 hit points.
Yeah, this one to me was also a little bit underwhelming, but I'm hoping that the set effect has something to do with like the draining effect that the melee relic had last year, and then I'm excited about this.
That's something I honestly didn't even think about. If it does have the set effect of draining strikes, even still, this is something you can kind of just throw your account in Zaya Catacombs, draw aggro of everything, and just sit there and not have to worry about yourself dying, which is quite nice. I think there's times where we play where we just don't want to look at the game at all for like 10 minutes. So it's nice to have one of these in there.
Yeah, it's a nice way. It's a nice way, I think, in addition to Slayer, so not too bad. And the final one we have was Prime Respects, which was revealed just yesterday. Which was, it's gonna go on the screen. There we go. Bones and Ashes are auto buried and scattered with up to 200% XP once you get to level 3.
Yeah, this is pretty nice because I remember myself killing mithril dragons at the end of Trailblazer for my 99 smithing and 99 prayer, so this will definitely speed it up because I was hating life for that last week to max on those mithril dragons, so this is going to be great.
Yeah, right there with you. And this means we don't have to do the 2 diaries at the start. If we get this early, we just get those effects right off the get-go. We don't have to complete Mortania hard or Zaya hard. We can just have them. And they're even stronger than the diaries at the end.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it's a nice little bonus that you don't have to have that item, so that means more space in your inventory as well. It's even better.
That's true.
Awesome. So, if for those of you who were following along with the fragment reveals, there was a nice little set effect in the middle. So I think if Mod Druid is ready, we're gonna. There we go. Endless Knowledge. So you receive an item that allows the player to switch the magic book freely, and it requires 4 fragments to be activated. So, what do you guys think of that?
I mean,
so this is. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go for it. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm
still thinking it over anyway.
This is essentially just the magic skill cape, but it's got unlimited uses at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that'd be good for like a few things I can think of, like very few bosses. But then you think of the idea of it's unlimited. And let's say you want to do some solo bandos or something like that. You can just start the kill with the Thrall spellbook, summon a Thrall, then switch to Vengeance on Lunar spellbook, and then right at the end switch back to Ancients and just blood barrage off the minions. So you don't think about these kind of things until you get like unlimited access as well. And that's just one boss example, so you can imagine like how well it can do in like other bosses, like maybe Theater of Blood or Chambers of Zarek or something. Granted, you've got the runes to cast everything.
Yeah, I just recently got the mage skill cape on my hardcore, and it is a absolute blessing. So if the fragments that are required to get the set effect going are also pretty decent, then this is going to be a big one, yeah.
Mod Oasis, is there anything further you want to add about Endless Knowledge and what it does?
When we created it, it was with the intention to be middle of a fight or starting a fight and being able to quickly switch between them. So like I just answered in chat, there are right click ops on the book, so that you can quickly swap between them. So the idea is that you're in the middle of a fight, you quickly swap book, cast off a spell, put back to your main book, and keep that going to really see what people could do if they had just unlimited access to all 4 spell books at this point. It was only like 3 when the league started, which is we started designing the league, which is pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to when everyone jumps into the game to find out all the set effects, because as we said, we're gonna be keeping it a lot close to our chest. So until launch day. So yeah, awesome stuff. So we're gonna move on now with that out of the way, and I'm kind of relieved because that was a big campaign on my shoulder. I'm glad it's done. So we've got a couple of questions from. I know the League 3 Discord had a couple of questions. You guys have a couple of questions. So if we'll start with some from chat. I don't know if you guys want to read them out, or I can do it. It's up to you.
So I just got go by one. I'll read the first question.
Yeah.
Do we need the quest requirements in order to skip them?
As long as you've got some Sage's Renown to buy the quest, you can skip. Well, once you unlock it, you've completed that quest and everything that comes with it. So, you know, level 3 in Prifdiness, no problem, as long as you have the unlock points to buy it. Probably might be worth saying with this, in case people haven't seen, but the quest unlock system, say you want to do Sins of the Father, you want to buy Sins of the Father, a little bit too expensive. Every quest you do on your way to unlock Sins of the Father, so Priest in Peril, In Search of the Maya Key, stuff like that, for every one you do, it will decrease the cost of that unlock. So say it costs like, I can't remember off the top of my head, but say it costs like 50, and doing Priest in Peril was like 5 points to unlock it. It lowered it down to 45. So it is worth, you know, there is a reason to actually quest, because if you buy a quest through this unlock system, you don't get any experience either. So there's things to throw up. Do you want to save some time or by just unlocking the quest, or do you want the experience and to save some Sage's Renown by actually doing it yourself?
You telling me not everyone's doing quests in leagues for the stories? I'm very disappointed.
Wonder how many people are going to watch the cutscene at the start.
You can't skip it, I'm afraid, so you have to.
I feel like it's worth it.
I can think of a certain part 1 and part 2 quest that I will 100% be skipping.
For sure.
Come on, Matt. You're talking about a certain puzzle using certain colours.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Don't you get 20,000 agility XP for Mornington Part 2?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, 100k
like
agility XP. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. That quest is not getting done. No way.
Awesome. Nicole, do you want to go with the next question?
All right, yeah. So, we have a private instance option for wintertodt and tempoross.
We've had to go with no for this one. You know, they're kind of group activities. There is, you know, benefit to soloing wintertodt and tempoross, but just for this league, they're just as is in the main game. Obviously, there's less worlds, so there's not going to be as strong a chance. Well, practically no chance to get a private game going. But the way tempoross works, you know, you might be lucky, but we haven't added anything extra in to add instances for either of those games.
So the one thing I'm thinking of with this is there is a requirement for actually both minigame bosses, whatever you'd like to call them. They do have tasks on the combat achievement diaries that require, well, one hard requires you to do a solo, and the other doesn't exactly hard require you to do a solo. You could do it with a smaller group for wintertodt and just get 3,000 points that way. And they're on the early tiers of the diary. So, like, I imagine there might be people going for, like, the furthest completion of combat achievements, but easy and medium are pretty quick to unlock, and you get a pretty nice teleport out of it. So, I think the only problem there is just if you can't get into it, you're going to have to kind of communicate with other people there, say, hey, can I just, like, you know, yoink this boat really quick? Everyone wait 30 seconds for the next game, just let me get my own instance. I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah, that's fair. It's something we might be able to take a look at before launch, or at least, you know, within the first couple of days, to see if we can get a to avoid that kind of, like, those kind of bottlenecks coming out into the game.
Imagine speaking to people at wintertodt.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
who
didn't
does
think
that?
We'll dodge that one. Something I do remember from Trailblazers, I didn't exactly have this because I actually rushed this task, was the Lesser Demon at the top of the Wizard's Tower, just south of Draenor. I remember, like, after about an hour or so in, if you didn't get there early enough, there was actually a queue of people, like, from the cage, like, lining up to kill it. And since it was in multi-combat, like, people could rag each other off it, but everyone was actually being very civil about it. and actually created a queue system
beautiful.
for it. So I'm hoping maybe this kind of thing will exist for Tempoross if there are people that are going for the task. But I don't think that one's going to be anywhere near as common.
One of the nicest things to come out of the last league, to be honest. Love that. I think it was I think it was instantly day one. So yeah, that was nice seeing that on socials. I was like, oh, you guys. I will go with the next question. Will minigame teleports be available at the start of the league?
Yeah, it was from playtesting as part of my early game plan of like racking through and completing as many tasks as I can. I mean, there's still a cooldown, but you can use minigame teleports to just kind of get around the map pretty quick. What I did was quickly zip to like Ferrox Enclave with the Clan Wars teleport, hit the Waystone, run down to Varrock, hit the Waystone, do some tasks, go down to Lumbridge, hit the Waystone, do some more tasks, and then that's like the entire column of that side of the map unlocked. So definitely make use of them.
Some stuff. Only Charles, I think we'll just keep going round between the three of us. It's quite a nice flow.
No, I'm back.
Cool. You want to ask the next question?
Yeah, sorry, I just timed out for a second. Will we get a list of items with increased drop rates like last league?
Yeah, so it's pretty safe to say that everything from the last league with the improved drop rates is carrying over. Plus some new additions, which I think we'll be able to get over to the wiki guys before the league launches.
Yeah,
as
I
you
think
can probably imagine, Nex would be on there as an example.
If there's something else I can ask involving this one, is it going to cap at 3x like last league, or is it going to increase to 4x? Because I noticed there were further tiers of relics this time around on the interface. Or are you not like okay with like telling us that yet?
I tell you, but I actually can't remember how far it goes. It does increase, but I generally can't remember how high it goes.
Right.
But yeah, okay. I won't say how high it goes, but it does. I think it does increase.
All of that base information and anything that was in the previous league's news post that comes out on the day will probably have the same roundabout the same information going out on the day, and then obviously the wiki will be updated. So yeah, we'll have a lot of information. So do not worry.
All right. You want me to take the next question then?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Do we get a starting fragment depending on which combat skill we choose?
Yep. Melee, range, magic all have a specific fragment chosen for them. Yeah, coupled with a couple of extra starter items to get you going with that combat style.
Will we also have the items we get from Tutorial Island, like an axe and stuff?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, those items, I think they're in your inventory, but you know, you're in Café, you're right next to the bank anyway, if you want to drop them off.
All right.
Nice. So next question is there anything in place regarding boss unlocks for unlocking things that are potential bottlenecks? For example, next before the other God Wars dungeon generals, Warcath before Dragon Slayer 2, and Zolcano before Song of the Elves. When you purchase an unlock for a quest that requires an item for another quest, e.g. Lost City, Draymond's Staff, Merlin's Crystals, Excalibur, do these appear somewhere on your account?
I guess that's two kind of questions. Some bosses will require you to to finish some content relevant to it. Like you can't purchase Warcath without completing Dragon Slayer 2. You can do the quest version of Warcath during the quest, but to go back and get it after, you actually have to buy it. But you can't buy Warcath until you have finished Dragon Slayer 2 or bought it. And then the second half, it's some items will be given to you after you auto complete some quests. It's like a hand-picked list. it's mostly items that are just a bit annoying to get, or items that you just can't go back and get after you do the quest. But it's like a set list, and you will know what items you'll get before. It's like on the info tab when you click on a quest to unlock, you'll see all the quests it will auto complete for you, and any items it's going to give you at the same time.
Awesome stuff. I'll take this next one. Who came up with some of these fragment names? There's some really good fragment names, i.e. Pray and Respects and Slay All Day. So I know we've got some images to show. So Oasis, take it away.
So I think we came up with like super generic names for all the fragments. It was like Construction Fragment 1, Hunter Fragment 1. So we just sat down for like 2 hours and we just chucked all of them in a spreadsheet, and we just sat there, and you just sit there, you just come up with a name for a fragment, and then you just type it in a spreadsheet, and then after a whole bunch had been filled out, we just went back and voted on the best ones. So some of them are a little bit more basic, like Thrall Damage. There's not too much you can do with it, but some of them did get a little bit weird. I think the Golden Brick Road one, there's some pretty weird things in there. But yeah, it was a pretty fun Pizza Time was a pretty good one. I'm sad we didn't go with that. But yeah, it was a really fun couple of hours just coming up with literally nothing. No idea was a bad idea. Just chuck it on this spreadsheet, because I just had someone whisper in my ear Pizza Thursday. But I found that if you chuck a bad idea, or sorry, a dumb idea, silly idea, onto something, someone else might get inspired by that. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah, these are great.
Yeah, I just love the idea of someone chucking in this. Oh, sorry, go on, Nicole. I
was going to say, I think I'd much prefer either Gold on the Roof or Pizza Time as the name for that relic. That's just my personal opinion.
It also shows how immature we actually are as content developers.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of messages being put on because I've got wood. So
can we change it to that one, please?
Yeah. I mean, is it too late, Oasis? Is it too late?
I mean, I can do it right now if you want. I've got the scripts open if you want me to.
Yeah, I just love the idea of someone throwing down the Spider-Man GIF and being like, "Yeah, that's a good name for this. That's a good name for this." Cool. So this is good. I've only seen these today as well, which was funny. I'm over as a last minute sort of thing, and I was like, "No, we've got to add this. This is great."
I think it'd be awesome that once the league started and we're a couple of weeks into it, we just post the rest of these ideas out, because some of them are even dumber. So yeah, there's some good entertainment to have with this.
Sure,
it's good stuff. I think we'll skip over 8, but someone want to take the next question?
I'll do it. Is Soul Wars and LMS available? When available, does it require less people to start?
LMS, no. I'm pretty sure. Soul Wars, yes. And I might as well say I think we've got a Soul Wars task in as well. We're requiring less players to start. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think it'd be too bad on League Worlds.
I think you guys missed one question, just above that number 8 on here. Do we still get the starting items from Tutorial Island? I think we skipped over that one, or
we've covered that one. Just to reiterate, yeah, you get all the starting items from Tutorial Island. They go into your inventory, but you can dump them in the bank. That's only 20 tiles away.
Okay.
Awesome. Do you want to take the next one as well? A cold one? Why not?
Yeah, sure. So, what is the split between time planning and designing the league versus playtesting the league?
It's an interesting question. Like we said earlier, we after a certain point, after maybe a month or over 2 months into development, we had a point where we had all the core systems in place. So every Friday for like an hour or more, we just sat down and we play tested the league, and we carried those accounts on. So we kept getting forward more and more and more into the league, as well as I'm not the best. I'm not one of the best PVMers. So we did have some of the good PVMers in Jagex, like Arcane and Mod Curse, do some high-end PVM with the fragments and the set effects to see how they felt, and we had some adjustments to make there. So, but in terms of like development, I mean, hundreds of hours went into developing this league, so it's obviously going to be skewed to more development time than playtesting.
Cool, thank you, Oasis. I'm guessing this question refers to the start, but are there any quests that are going to be auto-completed at the start?
No, because you have access to the whole map. You can do every quest. Herblore. If you buy a Herblore as a skill, because it's kind of like a weird interaction where you could do Druidic Ritual, and you can do that quest, for fun if you want. Actually, now that I say that, I can't remember. But if you buy Herblore, you'll auto-complete Druidic Ritual, and I think it gives you some starter experience as well, because otherwise you're stuck at level 1 Herblore, and you can't train Herblore till level 3. So that's a bit of a weird one. That's the only weird exception with quests.
Actually, just noticed that now. So, what would happen then if you unlock the skill after you did the quest?
So you wouldn't get any experience, but it should, when you unlock Herblore, it should be straight to level 3. Or I've done the opposite, and you can't start Druidic Ritual without unlocking Herblore. It's one of the two.
Okay.
I did it like half a year ago, so I can't remember too well.
Either way, it should be okay. Regardless, either way.
Yeah, it'll be okay. If it's not okay, we'll fix it.
Awesome. So we've got 2 questions left. So I think from this list from guests and stuff. So, any treasure want to take it away?
Well, we already covered the one with the respective skill fragments, right? So you can only get a fragment from the skill that you're training. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where does your starting home teleport take you, and can you use it if you haven't unlocked magic?
Takes you to just outside Cappaby, which is where the sage is set up camp, I guess. And you can use it without unlocking magic, because technically it's a level 0 spell. So yeah, you can just use it whenever you want. I guess this kind of also leans into the way we've locked skills is you can't gain experience in them, so they're permanently locked till level 1 until you unlock them. But that does mean you can do things like chop a tree or do anything at level 1, and stat boosts work as well. So if for some reason there was something you wanted to do at 6 Hunter that you desperately want to do, you can boost yourself to 6 Hunter without unlocking the skill, and then do that. But yeah, you can't. There's nothing to stop you doing level 1 content.
Speaking of that, I had a question from chat. Can you get a woodcutting fragment cutting normal trees with it not unlocked, even though no XP?
No, because it rolls off the experience. There'll be nothing for it to roll off, because your actual experience going to your player would be 0. So you have to have a skill unlocked to level it up. To get a fragment, sorry, not level it up, obviously.
Seen another one in chat, and I feel like I know the answer to this, but are magic fragments exclusively from combat spells, or you can get them from teleports and outs?
It's a mixture. There are some combat ones, and there are some utility ones. So the combat ones are only through combat, and then there's some things that are just like the enchanting one. That would be through like doing magic normally. Pretty sure. No, I don't sound too confident. I don't know why, but I've forgotten a lot about this league, having programmed a fair bit of it. But yeah, let's go with that.
All right, cool. Well, thank you, Oasis. Got a couple more chat questions before we wrap up, and then I'll come to you guys and see if there's any last questions you want to ask us before we wrap up the stream. Where do the fragments go when you get them while skilling? Is it like clues?
Yeah, clues is a pretty good example. If you chop a tree, the bird's nest goes to the floor, so you have to pick it up. But if you cast a spell, it goes into your inventory. So we try to respect the skilling method that you're doing, like to place where the fragment should go.
Awesome. Are skills capped to 25 mil XP this time around as well?
Yes. I'm pretty sure.
There you go. Awesome. All right. I think that is it. Oh, actually, there's one more. Will you respawn in Lumbridge or Catherby?
You will respawn just outside of Catherby by the Sage.
Awesome stuff. So finally, I'm going to hand over to you, Only Trails and a Cold Run. If there's any other questions you want to ask.
I was wondering if you guys were doing anything with the Deez relic you used last year.
No. Not taking up that bait, I'm afraid. Sorry.
I tried, chat. I tried. All
right. So that reminded me of one relic from last season. I think it was on tier 4, the E10 relic. I think you guys deleted it. It was on tier 4 because it had some bugs. Are you implementing it this time?
I mean, you know, there was a fragment relic we had to take out last league with the second inventory, but we haven't let that. That's not returning this league either, I'm afraid.
I was kind of sad because at least you understood which one I was getting at. Like, I was genuinely curious about that relic because I did have some like kind of funny ideas of what you could do with it. But if we're not getting it, then I guess I'll have to live without it.
Awesome. Thank you for the questions, guys. Really appreciate that. Finally, I'm going to give you guys a chance, because you've been fantastic guests, just to shout out your socials and whatever, and where people can find you and what you do. So yeah, go for it.
Looking at you, Trails.
Oh,
I think Trails now.
Oh, there he's back. He's back, I think. All right, Cold on you.
What a timing, by the way. Who's doing this? Behind the buttons.
It's not me.
You can find me on YouTube Only Trails and on Twitch Only_Trails. That's it.
All right. And I've only got one. Just you can find me on Twitch, a cold one, all one word, no underscores. That's the only place where I'm at, really.
Awesome stuff. Again, thank you guys so much for being a part of this stream. I think it's been a very, very fun stream.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us on.
No problem at all. I hope you guys at home enjoyed it. Mod Oasis, have you got any last words before I run through the announcements again?
No, it's been awesome hearing you guys theorycraft and your ideas for the different fragments. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing reading everyone's feedback for the league. And hopefully, the fragment system's such a big step away from relics. Hopefully you guys love it. I think you will. And then next league we can take the fragment system to a whole new level, because there's so many things that we can do with the fragment system to just keep building on it.
Cool.
Awesome. Jack's Sarnie's gone.
Oh wow.
So I'll close out the stream if you want. Okay, all right. Exclamation mark game update. We're blown away by how much you are enjoying Nex by breaking into the ancient prison. Okay, I won't do that. Exclamation mark Nex, because we've seen your feedback. So we put out a news post to talk about that feedback. Exclamation mark leagues free to I guess this is like the video. You can watch the league's announcement video. And exclamation mark Jimmy with a 1 for his awesome new video that is 3 jokes. How did I do?
I only got the last of it, but it sounded like you did great, Oasis. You did great. I am back, right? I'm not just talking to myself.
Yeah, you're back.
Good.
You're back.
All right, good. Yeah, Druid, you need to sort out the buttons next time. You cut off me and only Chow. It's not cool, man. Not cool. So yeah, I will say before I'm disconnected that we do have one more Leagues free teaser coming soon, which I'm pretty hyped about. I won't say anything more, but very hype. So yeah, just keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. Can't say more than that. Keep an eye out. Yeah, and with that,
Cool.
we shall see you in the next stream, which should be, I believe, the day after Leagues, if everything goes well.
Ooh. Do I have to be on that?
Yes, you do. I'm afraid.
Okay.
Contractually
Alright,
obliged.
fine.
You've already signed and awesome. All right, thank you very much to our guests, the Cold One and Only Charles. Thank you very much to Mod Oasis, and we will see you in the next one. Have a good evening.
Peace.
5 times XP, numbers going up, my dopamine skyrocketing, tasks are being complete. It's called Shattered Relics League.
You've been on the league for a week, and you have mithril plate legs on.
Yes,
No,
I
that's a
have
good point.
mithril plate legs on. What do you mean?
Also has a chef hat.
And a rune defender.
I have a rune defender. That's hard to get. I've been playing a lot.
Wait, were you playing at your local library with the 30-minute allotted time? Like, how
That is
did
uncalled for.
This was your best?